Hey, welcome. Today, we're going to jump right into some of the English phrases you really need, the ones for handling life's toughest conversations with total confidence.
You know that feeling, right? When you're in a tough spot and you're just stuck? The right words in English just aren't there. It could be at work, at home, even just talking about your future. And let me tell you, having the right phrase in your back pocket, it's a total game changer.
Okay, so here's what we've got lined up. First, we're diving into navigating workplace crises. Then, we'll tackle those everyday challenges. After that, we'll get into mastering your money. And finally, we'll wrap it all up with your fluent takeaway. Sound good? Let's get started.
All right, let's dive right into the deep end. Picture this. You're in a big meeting. Your boss is there, and you have to deliver some pretty bad news. Man, the pressure is on. You've got to be professional, you've got to be clear, and the phrases we're about to cover, they're not just vocabulary. Nope, they're tools for managing a really tough situation. Okay, so a massive mistake happened, and now you're the one who has to talk about the financial fallout. Oof. This first phrase is absolutely essential. It's so direct, it immediately shows you're taking ownership, and, this is key, it helps move the conversation forward toward finding a solution. I love this idiom, to shoulder the cost. It's so visual, right? Just imagine literally carrying a heavy weight on your shoulders. Well, in this case, that weight is a financial burden. It just means your company has to step up, accept responsibility, and, yep, pay for the mistake.
And the bad news just keeps coming. So your boss says, hey, why don't we just contact our supplier to fix this? But it's too late. That supplier, they're gone, out of business. How do you say that in a quick, professional way?
The phrase you're looking for is to go under. It's just a really simple, direct way to say a company has failed, financially. It's an absolute must-know for any business conversation because it's so clear. Everyone knows what you mean.
Okay, now the news is, well, it's dire. The company itself is facing bankruptcy. In the US, you'll often hear the phrase filing for Chapter 11. But listen to how the speaker here uses a couple of key phrases to kind of soften that blow. It's all about showing respect for the person you're talking to.
So that little question, how can I put this? It's basically a signal. It's like you're telling the other person, okay, hold on. I'm about to say something that's really difficult, and I'm trying to choose my words carefully. It's just a super polite, super professional way to lead into sensitive news.
Okay, quick recap of what we've got. You can shoulder the cost when there's a mistake, you can talk about a company going under, and you can use how can I put this to gently break some bad news. See, these aren't just words on a page, they are actual tools for professional communication. All right, so we've navigated the office crisis. Now, let's bring it all back home. Let's talk about the challenges we all face in our own personal lives, day in and day out. You know, when you think about it, our daily lives are really just built on all these small, repeated actions. So those routine tasks we do around the house, that's actually the perfect place to start. And the word for those tasks is chores. It's such a perfect word for all those everyday things you have to do. And it's not just cleaning, right? It's the laundry, the dishes, taking out the trash, basically everything that keeps a house running. Super simple word, but absolutely essential for daily conversation. Now, when it comes to changing a bad habit, you've basically got two different ways to go. Are you going to cut down and, reduce it bit by bit? Or are you going to go cold turkey and just stop all at once? They're really different approaches. One is a gradual adjustment, and the other is just a clean, immediate break.
And listen, whichever path you end up choosing, you are absolutely going to need this one thing, willpower. It's that inner strength, that mental muscle that helps you stick with your decision, especially when it gets really, really hard. It's like the engine that drives personal change. So, to wrap this section up, you've got your daily chores, you've got the choice to cut down or go cold turkey on a habit, and you need the willpower to make it happen. That right there, that's the language of personal change. Okay, for our final section, let's talk about something really important, money. And this isn't just about making money. It's about having a clear, confident plan for your entire financial future. So what I have for you is a simple 5-step framework plus the phrases you're going to need to talk about it. Now, the real key here is to follow these steps in order. So, number 1, the foundation, spend less than you earn. Then, step 2, you need an emergency fund. This is your financial safety net. Step 3 is all about investing in yourself. Maybe you decide to upskill and take a course, which naturally leads to step 4, start earning more. And finally, the last step, number 5, is to create passive income. This is where your money starts working for you. It's a really clear path, isn't it?
So, in a nutshell, it's all about creating a budget, being ready for emergencies, always learning, earning more, and then making your money make more money. That's a winning strategy right there. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground, haven't we? Language for work, for home, for your future. But what does it all really mean? Because it's about way more than just a list of vocabulary words.
Here's the real takeaway, the bottom line. Having the right words gives you power. It's the power to walk into that tough meeting, to talk about a personal goal, or to plan out your future, and to do it all with confidence. It really is about taking control of the conversation.
So, I'm going to leave you with this question. After everything we've talked about, handling crises, managing habits, planning your finances, what conversation are you ready for now? Seriously, think about it. I bet you're a lot more ready than you think.